The Honorable Chief Minister, State of Maharashtra, Shri Eknath ji Shinde, the Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India, Shri Kiran Rijiju, my esteemed colleagues, Justice Bhushan Gavai and Justice Abhay Oak, judges of the Supreme Court of India, former judges of the Supreme Court, Justice Sujata Manohar, Justice Varyava, Justice Gokhale, Deputy Chief Minister for State of Maharashtra, Justice Syed, Chief Justice, Himachal Pradesh High Court, all the judges of the High Court of Bombay, Lokayukta, State of Maharashtra, Justice Kanade, all former judges of the High Court. I see so many of them, Justice Sawant, Justice Bhosle, Justice More, spouses of all the judges. I'm really indebted for your presence, your gracious presence here. The Learned Advocate General for State of Maharashtra, Learned Additional Solicitor General of India, my father, my wife, all the persons who are present here, ladies and gentlemen, I am completely overwhelmed, touched, and humbled. I never thought that it would be such an occasion where every one of you who has been associated with judicial work, legal work, with whom I had rubbed shoulders as lawyers, worked with them or at times against them, had worked, appeared before judges like Sujata Manohar, judges like Varyava, Gokhale. All of it, my journey starting from, say, entry into law college, everything now is running in front of my eyes. As some of the previous speakers said, my family originated from Konkan area, but my grandfather settled in Sholapur. He was a renowned advocate, started practice in 1920 and was a great follower of Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, worked with him till the death of Mr. Tilak and then shifted to Sholapur. My grandmother was the first lady doctor of Sholapur. My father, his four brothers, nobody adopted white coat. Everybody opted black coat. All of them were lawyers. My father is still a lawyer. Perhaps I am the only judge whose earlier generation is still in practice, and my next generation is also in practice, and shortly I'll be retiring. My grandfather was a great Sanskrit scholar, so perhaps the citation which has been given to me today, he would really have been touched. I know very few of us today have that mastery or even inkling of that great language Sanskrit. I know because perhaps I think Justice Sujata Manohar, her first degree was in Sanskrit. Very few of us understand that language, but whatever has been given to me, it's a great honor, great honor. My father shifted from Solapur to Mumbai, so therefore my early part of education was in Mumbai. But all of a sudden, when I was in 8th standard, my father decided to keep me with my grandfather. So I did 2 years at Solapur. We went to same school as Mr. Kumbhakoni and I. And my father then imbibed me, my grandfather. He would give me 5 Sanskrit Subhashitas or Shlokas every day and would make me write in a notebook. He was 82 years of age at that time. Until I had written down about, say, 360 Subhashitas or Sanskrit Shlokas, my grandfather never had to consult any book. So that was all Mukhodgad. It was only thereafter that when he would repeat the same thing, I would say, but we have noted down that. And then he would consult Subhashit Ratnamala or any such books which were part of his library, and then would give me those shlokas. Perhaps my upbringing is something where my grandfather has had a tremendous role. My grandfather believed in what is called Karma Yoga, and maybe that's the streak which is there. When I joined the bar here in Bombay, I passed out from Government Law College. I still recollect there was a symposium arranged by Mr. M.A. Rane. That was soon after the judgment of the Supreme Court in S.P. Gupta. And the speakers included H.M. Sirvai, M.C. Chagla, Nani Palkewala, and so many others. That was at perhaps Sundarabai Hall. I went and attended that as a student. And that was the first time that I saw such legal stalwarts speaking on a point. And that's when, your decision to be a lawyer or to be part of this profession, something got reinforced. Then that's when I decided that maybe I should be junior to Mr. M.A. Rane, who had organized that. So when I joined the bar, I did 2 years here in Bombay in the chambers of Mr. Rane. Very dedicated, very committed lawyer. That's when one learns how to work on a matter that serves you in longer run. I still recollect when I joined the bar, Mr. Arvind Sawant used to be the Advocate General in 1983. And so these are the days everybody was there. Justice Gokhale used to be part of the same table where my perhaps uncle used to sit. M.A. Rane used to be there. So this is how the journey began. Then I shifted to Supreme Court. I joined the chambers of Mr. Parekh for a while, about 9-10 months, and then landed in the chambers of Mr. Sorabji. I consider him to be my guru in every respect on the professional front. I was with Mr. Sorabji for 5 years, more than 5 years. And whatever I have done as a lawyer or as a judge, I owe it completely to Mr. Sorabji. I still recollect one of my earliest amicus assignment was by Justice Sujata Manohar. It was a matter in court number 4. Perhaps her ladyship was sitting with Justice Punchi that time, if I mistake not. And in a matter, she appointed me amicus, and some of the advocates who were present happened to be sort of disclosing as to what exactly happened in court. And after the order was dictated, she made it sure, she talked to the courtmaster and said, "Senior nahi, Junior Lalit." Maybe the reason was this. My earliest appearances in Supreme Court, my name is Uday Lalit, so my father is Umesh Lalit, so therefore both their names begin with U. So I had done a matter and I felt that I had done exceedingly well as a junior. The judgment got reported, but it got reported under the name U.R. Lalit, my father. I went up to the courtmaster and said, how could you actually change the appearance? I argued the matter. She said, but we thought that you Lalit, so it must be a mistake from somebody, so they changed it to U.R. Lalit. So maybe in Hindu law they say that, a son owes to the father. So maybe I owed those appearances to my father. That's how the journey began. These are some of the highlights as a junior. Enjoyed my every appearance in Supreme Court. I loved my profession. I loved everything that gets connected with the Supreme Court. I have been associated with Supreme Court right from 1985. Before that also I went there. My first appearance in Supreme Court in a vacation was before Justice Y.V. Chandrachud. And it was ironic that I appeared before Justice Dhananjay Chandrachud as well in Mumbai High Court. And we are now colleagues in Supreme Court. Had the great fortune to appear before number of judges in number of high courts. Except for Jammu and Kashmir and Sikkim, I have appeared in every high court in the country, including some of the trial courts in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra, Chhattisgarh, Punjab and Delhi, Mumbai. So it's a great journey. If I look back, I find many faces who are sitting here, who were associated with my journey, who walked few steps with me. I did appear before most of the former judges who are sitting here. It was a wonderful experience. And I always consider Supreme Court to be something like mother institution to me. And this is what Justice Manish Pitale in Nagpur reminded me of that soon after my elevation as a judge, I said, I haven't sacrificed anything. I am still part of the Supreme Court, but in a different capacity. Maybe I've served this institution as a lawyer. I did serve for a fairly long time, that is 85 to 2014, which means about say 29 years. After that, next association for 8 years has been as a judge. You love that institution, you stand for whatever that emblem signifies, emblem stands for, yato dharmas tato jayaha. Want to be part of that institution in every respect. And one such thing is to be part of the judicial side of that. So whenever the call came, I was always ready for that. And to tell you frankly, I said yes without consulting my wife. Because she knew it right from beginning that what I ultimately want in life, I'll be aspiring for. She has been a great support. She is a law graduate herself, but At a stage, she used to work in the chambers of Mr. Vaidyanathan, senior advocate practicing in Supreme Court. But at a stage when we were blessed with 2 children and it was getting completely difficult, she gave up legal profession. But now she runs one of the famous schools in Noida, which is NCR region. And she has contributed so well when it comes to Montessori education that she is considered to be one of the best proponents of that idea in NCR region. That's how the journey begins. Journey comes to this level. As I said in Nagpur, at every stage, most of you have been associated, many of you like Bharti Dangre, Manish Pitale, Rohit Dev, every one of you has been part of that journey as a lawyer. I appeared before Ranjit More, every one of you, Justice Gokhale, Justice Zamdar used to be sort of, part of the table where I used to go every day whenever I was in Mumbai. It's the love of the fellow lawyers who are there, the love, affection of everyone, which always propels you in that direction, which strengthens you that perhaps the course that you have taken, have adopted in life is the right course. And there is no need to even have any kind of doubts in your mind, or there need not be any deviation. I still recollect somebody said that S.N. Kakkad, former Solicitor General, his wife once said that Kakkad साहब को कितनी बीमारियां हैं, he has some blood pressure problem, hypertension, so on and so forth. He would wear a collar because of spondylitis. But the moment the car would come to the Supreme Court, the moment it would enter the parking lot, Justice Kakkad would throw out that collar straight away and start walking towards the courts in the Supreme Court premises. That's the pull, that's the idea which drives every lawyer, every legal professional. That's what your karma bhumi is. I had chosen my karma bhumi to be Supreme Court as a lawyer. And I'm proud that I felt that I have done everything which was within my capacity to do, to live by that motto. Was appointed as amicus in number of matters. In one of the matters which perhaps is the long-standing matter, T.N. Godavarman, I was amicus for about 18 years before my elevation. So at no stage we let that matter go. There was no complacency, there was no feeling of being tired at any juncture. And that perhaps is the beauty of this profession. The beauty of this profession is that it makes you evolve every day, every year, every month. You find yourself to be going, it's like a race against yourself. You try to improve at every juncture. That's what you do. As a judge, again the same thing. The evolution, the improvement keeps on going. And all of you are part of this profession, part of this calling. And every one of you is aware of that, is practicing this principle. And when a gathering such as this, who are your fellow citizens, fellow sort of, the persons who walk that journey with you, in that gathering, if you are being felicitated like this, that's the highest thing that a person can aspire for. That's what I say with pride, that yes, I began my journey from Bombay and today I am here before the very same place in Bombay where most of the judges of Bombay High Court are here, and to be acknowledged, to be felicitated, to be sort of, given some pat on the back that whatever you have done in life is something, at least to the liking of this gathering, is a great, great thing for me. Thank you, every one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
ABP माझा, उघडा डोळे बघा नीट.